Born in a Catholic mission outside Harare in 1924, Robert Gabriel Mugabe was the first leader of an independent Zimbabwe, which he ruled for 37 years. Mugabe led the transition from then Rhodesia in 1980, when it gained independence from British rule, to present-day Zimbabwe. Current and former African leaders have sent their condolences.
We remember him as the towering leader of the struggle for independence of the people of Zimbabwe, but as an outstanding leader on the African continent. President Mugabe will be sorely missed because he was one of those presidents who also contributed to the freedom of the people of South Africa.
Zimbabweans have lost their founding father, revolutionary, who fought to free his country. Namibians also lost a very good comrade. He has been working with us. I particularly was sent there before I went back to Namibia for elections as a director of elections to learn from their experience. And Mnangagwa was the one who was assigned to be with us. Africa also lost a very ardent Pan-Africanist and also a world, also a statesman.
I would firstly convey my heartfelt condolences to His Excellency Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa and the people of Zimbabwe for the passing away of our brother and colleague in the common struggle. His Excellency Comrade Robert Mugabe.
His reign has been characterized by the overcoming of white minority rule and the introduction of sweeping social reforms. A comprehensive social program was rolled out in Zimbabwe. This included free primary education, healthcare, as well as the expansion of roads, electricity and telecommunications. The opposition leader in Zimbabwe has also paid tribute to the veteran leader.
We take note of Mr. Mugabe's contribution during the liberation struggle, his contribution as the founding president of Zimbabwe. We also take note of his negative contributions, some of which have been the basis of our political differences. And for decades, we differed on a number of issues: governance, how he managed the economy, leadership issues, how he continued to want to succeed himself successively, over and over again, without passing on the baton stick. And of course, those are the issues that we had issues around. The absence of democracy, issues of rigged elections, loss of human lives, human rights abuses. Those are some of the things that obviously would leave Mr. Mugabe with a very checkered history, but also a legacy that is somehow difficult to sustain on a consistent basis.
Mugabe had been consistently criticized by Western countries for his refusal to let go of power in the wake of his country's socio-economic turmoil. Zimbabweans had this to say.
We are saddened by his departure because he had his issues, but he remains our icon, he remains our president, he remains our hero. We are going to miss him.
I can only say my condolences. He was a great man. Everyone knows that, and it's grace that he lived for that long. For us young people, we see something great in him, and I say to his family, we're crying with you, and we are so much in pain over his death. And I just say, may his soul rest in peace, and may God take his soul to heaven.
It's sometimes painful to lose a father figure and an advisor, at the same time a liberator, the founding father who led Zimbabwe during the liberation struggle. Though it's the law of nature, we cannot deny it. We are born. Is the God's way. We accept, though painful, but he had lived his time. and the time has come for him to rest. So he has taken a rest.
Ever the frank leader, Mugabe remained firm on his principles.
We don't mind having and bearing sanctions banning us from Europe. We are not Europeans. We have not asked for any inch of Europe or any square inch of that territory. So, Blair, keep your England and let me keep my Zimbabwe.
Ndundu Sitole, SABC News, Johannesburg.